different, and there is frustration that can come with that. And it's easy to hear that initially, that they're going to be frustrated, but then when it happens, it's kind of like, oh, they're frustrated, So, and we believe here that is okay. We truly believe that I truly believe, and I believe all the staff believes as well, is that a bit of stress and frustration can be a very good thing in the development and the students' learning. Our job here is to learn collectively how to support our kids through that. We have an incredible group of freshmen, as you know, that are here. Some unbelievable minds, and just some students that I believe truly have great families, great hearts, and are going to do amazing things with their lives, both in college and in their career paths. But this initiative here that has been brought forth by Mrs. Wall and Mrs. Esterline is really something that I think will benefit all of us, including our students and you at home, and knowing what conversations maybe to have, what discussions to have. And please know that we're always here to help answer questions and to learn how do I want to answer this so we can support everyone in this process. We have parents and even some students here that are willing to answer questions, and this is actually something of the 150 odd schools across the nation. We're one of the first schools that have started this type of initiative and this kind of collaborative effort with parents and school and the students. So I really want to say I want to tip my hat to these ladies for bringing this up. I had no piece of this, so I'm not going to even start to say that this was at all my idea. I completely, I thank you for that, and I thank you all for being here. So I'm going to turn it over to the ladies in the panel, and please ask questions, and we'll try to answer every question that you have. And know that I will be around after the meeting too if you have individual questions that you would like to ask. Okay? So thank you very much for coming.
All right. I'm Mrs. Wall, the school counselor here at Eagle Tech Academy, and I also welcome you for joining us this morning. I'd like our panel to go ahead and introduce themselves, and then after
My name's Jack Collins. I'm a second-year parent here, and I'm blessed.
Keith Gregory, second year as well. Jordan Gregory is my son who attends Eagle Tech.
I'm Trina Plotty, I'm Rachel Plotty's mom, and this is our second year.
I'm Chad Whetstone, LG Whetstone's my son. He's second year here also.
I'm Sheena Heiser, I'm a sophomore here.
I'm Alex Ross, I'm a sophomore here also.
very good. Thank you.
Our goals, I'm Mrs. Esterline and I work here, and I went to Mrs. Wall last year, and I just kind of really felt there was a need for parents. This is a new model of education, and I felt like there was a little gap of what the kids were bringing home and what you were used to in an educational setting, and really what would responses be. And I have 4 children, and I thought, you would want to support your child, but then you want to be aware of really what's happening and why the responses the facilitators are giving your children. So I just thought it was a nice need for you to be educated in really our model and the expectations of what our facilitators communicate with your children, and that it's a good thing to fail sometimes. It's a good thing to stretch our muscles, even our kids. And I know with my kids, I learned a lot. They're all older, and they were very good students, but they weren't very great at failing. And when they did fail, it was a big struggle. And so I kind of felt along the way it's better to have your children struggle at younger ages, and then they stretch their muscles and they learn how to handle those failures and get exercise. So this really is just a collaborative effort for you to be educated in how we are dealing with your children, so we're all on the same page and they're getting the same message from us. And we love the kids here. Every one of us. This has been a blessing to each one of us. So our goals are really just to collaborate as a team and to make sure we're all having the same message and the information. And we thought, what better way but to other parents to share that with you. So, okay?
All right. The next piece is developing your know and need to know list. Okay? This is your, I want to say, 16th day for your student to be in school. When they receive a project, When the project's being rolled out, there's what we call an entry document. So we're utilizing the entry document as your agenda as well as your experiences that you've had thus far with your student, and then just the different conversations you've had with them and other people. So we're going to create a need-to-know list for each step. What do you know about it? What do you feel confident about? And then the other list, what do you still need to know? And then Mr. Esterline and I will use this information to develop other meetings that we need to hold to answer your questions, as well as kind of a direction for us, okay? So at this time, go ahead, and usually the students are timed at doing different things, so we're gonna give you 3 minutes, okay, to kind of write down. Yep, utilize your sticky notes, thank you. So write 1 item per sticky note. We have quite a few, so if you need more, just raise your hand, and Mrs. Esterline and I will walk around and give you more. So on 1 sticky note, write your no's, and then on the other, write your need to knows. Okay. You can use multiple ones for each idea, or each thought. And this is, I know, it's hard. This is an individual task, okay?
So if we just write everything, we're good?
Aw, be specific. Good question.
We need a point that's answerable, or a question
Right.
that's answerable.
Right.
So, what we say to our students all the time, we need something we can answer, so.
Yep. Try to be as specific as possible. As your students go through the process of that project, they review that need-to-know list within their group as well as within the class, because then they share out and create a big need-to-know list, and that kind of directs the learning. Usually the teachers or the facilitators in the class already have developed that need-to-know list based around the content standards as well as what they want their takeaways to be for each content area. For example, biocom. Right now they're working on the ecosystem. So the content standards they want them to take away from that life cycles and different processes they're working on. So they do the exact same thing, and what typically happens at the end of the day when when the facilitators have prep, they'll go through and find out what direction the students are going and where they need to offer workshops. That's what this is called, Team Tech Workshop. Mrs. Esterline was very creative when she came up with the name Team Tech. I feel that working together as a team, I was an athlete, Mrs. Esterline was an athlete, and we're all in this together. So that is our goal. So at this time,